Hey all you, welcome back for another addition to my series for my RGB build. This one should be series 4, so let's hop right into it here. Now I was able to get my old motherboard out, everything came out just fine. I'm going to go through some of those parts now here. I got my Asus motherboard here and a Zalman cooler. This cooler has actually been a really nice cooler for me. Um, it's performed really well over the years, haven't had any issues with it. It was a hell of a lot quieter than the stock fan that came with that FX series. Apparently all of those stock fans are just super, super loud. So if you have one of those and it's getting kind of noisy, look into buying a new cooler. They're super easy to install, and this one I think was only like 30 bucks, so not even that much money either. And believe me, those fans are incredibly loud. Just getting that different fan in there is going to have a huge impact on your sound quality, especially if your PC is up on your desk. If it's out of the way, that's your call, not mine. So we've got our motherboard here, and all the things the motherboard entails. Let's see here. All right, so skipping forward just a little bit. Sorry, I know I didn't get everything in there. I'm trying to do it in a reasonable time fashion here, so I do kind of skip forward a few frames, a few things, a few steps. So if you're really, really looking forward to just every single little detail, I'm sorry, not going to quite get that here. So these are the Azza fans I put in there. And again, the color on those is really, really nice. The rings glow really well. It's got a good light dispersion to it. I'm just trying to find the optimal camera setting here for the next scenes. Alright. Now I'm working on placing my cooler. Make sure I get it in the right spot, right where I want it. Make sure my hoses are going to be up and out of the way. Let's go ahead and turn up the play speed on this a little bit here. Right now I'm reading the instruction manual for the radiator. Just want to make sure I'm doing everything, as good as possible. Obviously I want this build to be a good build as it's my personal computer. So just getting that set up here. Alright, I think I'm just about ready to install. Oh, okay, I got to put on the little special brackets. That's what I was doing there. I was digging through the bag trying to find those little itty bitty brackets and these little itty bitty screws. Just trying to show you guys exactly how those fit right in there. They just slide right in. They got one screw that goes right through the bottom. There you go, see, just like that there. Tighten her up. Obviously, when you're doing anything with computer components, you want to make sure the components are nice and snug, but you certainly don't want to over-tighten things. It could cause pressure points, and yeah, it's just a good rule of thumb not to over-tighten anything. You want things snug, but you don't need to really crank it. And they're installing the other side. Get it nice and firm. There you go. Yes, yes. Peel that off before you stick it on. I'm sure there's many people out there that have put that on without taking it off, and that can get ugly. Because that would essentially act as a barrier. You'd have no cooling on the system. Oh, it'd be terrible. Give it a nice good wipe. Don't want anything to be on there. I've got a dog, so you never know. Dog hair could... If you've got a dog, you know. Dog hair ends up everywhere. I always like to go with the one little dot in the middle of thermal paste, and I think that's a good amount for this chip. I've seen some other YouTube videos where people just pile on the CPU paste, and man, it just gets all over the place. All right. I gotta let you guys listen in on this one here. This is it's very sad. It's very sad. Oh. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah. That just happened. That just totally happened. I kind of stood there for a minute like, what do I do? What the hell do I do? What do I do? How does that break? Seriously. How does that break? I was... What the hell? And I had all my computer's completely apart. Like, I don't have another... I mean, I have a old cruddy HP laptop from 10 years ago, but what do you do? So here I'm looking through the bag saying, what the hell do I do? What do I do? Oh, jeez. You won't believe my solution. Oh, here, let me back that up 1 second here. Check that out. Now, I know some of you younger folks don't appreciate having a disk drive in there, but I still really wanted to have a DVD drive just in case, you know, I mean, I've got a few old games and programs on disk here, so I did want to have a disk drive. Also, my version of Windows is on a disk too, so a couple reasons to have a disk drive. Now, I just want to show you real quick. I hope I can capture it. Okay. All right. This is actually one of the points I was talking about earlier in one of my other videos about one of the negative drawbacks to this case. It says that you can mount 3 120 millimeter fans in the front as well as 3 on the top. What they don't tell you is that to mount those 3 in the front, this little box right here, if you notice in the other video, it came down a little further. It came down almost like right here. Okay? So you could not mount 3 fans in the front and have an external drive. You had to take this whole box out. So what I did is I went out to my garage and busted out the angle grinder and just hacked it off right there. Kind of wish I would have got that on video. Would have been kind of a cool video. Sparks flying everywhere, you know. Yeah, I ended up cutting that off there. And then, as you're probably aware, every internal disk drive is that ugly old gray. I mean, I think I had 2 of them here. Where'd the other one go? It's probably still in the old PC. But it's that gray, you know. I mean, just the old PC gray that is really unappealing. So what I actually did is, I'm wireless here. Hang on. Okay. Hopefully the wife doesn't know. She'll probably find out eventually. So take a black binder, and I cut the whole side of it off. And what I did is I wrapped my disk drive so that it's a nice black now. And it looks awesome. And when I put the screws in, I kind of folded up like you would like a Christmas present. And then I folded it up, and then when I put the 2 brackets on the side, it pinched everything nice and tight. And, you know, I mean, it looks great. And it's not an eyesore with my big glass side to my case now. So if you do want a disk drive in there, but you really don't want to look at that ugly black or ugly gray case, you can get these at the dollar store. They're $1. So what? You just want the plastic thing off of it so you can wrap your disk drive. Makes it look nice and clean, makes it look great, and you can move on with your life and not have that hideous eyesore in there. So I actually have a fix for it, for that piece that broke, and you won't believe what I did. Alright, so this is the disassembly, getting that broken piece out of there. And yeah, let's see what I did here. You're going to like it. You're going to like it. Okay, I'm going through everything I've got right now to see if I have anything I can do to get that piece working again, because I'm ready to go right now. And if any of you out there are just like me, I mean, when you have something ready, you simply just don't want to wait. Now, there's my solution. Take a look at that. Yeah, yeah, it's a screw. It's a screw. And it is very much temporary. Don't worry. Don't worry. Temporary. Okay. I just want to get my PC working again. And sorry about the camera angle. Again, as with the shot where I tried to do the cool kind of top shot showing me take the screws out, that didn't quite work out as planned, and for whatever reason my reader inside my camera kept this on the side angle view, so sorry about that one, guys. Alright, just plugging her in again. And I actually put the repaired one up on the top here so that just in case you could see it from the bottom. I didn't want to see it, so I put the repaired one up on the top. Alright, got to clean off that thermal compound I put on there. I'm going to put on some new thermal paste. Again, I've got I've got a dog and 2 cats, so and 2 kids, so who knows what's flying around in the air. Could have a big old long dog hair or something on there. Right now I'm cleaning off any leftover residue on the cooler itself. Alright, time to give her another go. There's a moment of truth. Moment of truth. I think I tried hooking it on the top one first. Oh no, I went for the good one first. Okay. Check this out. Check this out. Hallelujah. Get a little compound on the front of it there. A little thermal. Yeah, see now, the way that I configured that now with the hoses running through the back like they are back through here is now it comes around um, the CPU now, and it's nice and exposed, looks great. Yeah, I'm super excited that worked. I couldn't believe that worked, guys. I mean, it's wow, that's awesome. I'm still testing it because I'm still obviously very unsure that that's going to work. And don't worry, I ordered a new retention bracket, but again, I had this ready to go right now, and my computer was 100% down. I didn't want to wait 3 or 4 days till I could get another mounting bracket in. First world problems, you know. Alright, mounting the, oh, we gotta watch the mounting of the GPU. There we go. Gotta get out my GPU that I had all fancy for you in the first video. This is that same one. Just gonna slide her in. Sort of not gently like, but it's an old card and I don't really, if it breaks, gives me an excuse to buy a new one, right? Go ahead and tie in your screws. Screw in your screws. I'm just trying to run some of the fan cables here so I kind of know which way they're supposed to go. Plugging in my RAM sticks now with the pre-installed RGB on them. Again, that's by the DS brand, which is the same brand that did the my strip lighting. Gotta do it for the clicks. Click, click. And the forward stick is going in. And it's overkill. I know. I got 32 gigs. Oh well. It is only 2133 RAM though. I actually bought the RAM paired up specifically for the motherboard. Motherboard said it could overclock to 2133. I didn't want to buy RAM sticks that were um, out of the range that the motherboard could overclock to. So here's my 1TB HHD, plugging that in there. Gonna make a few other miscellaneous connections. Yeah, I got my feet. I actually took that one out. I didn't put that one. I didn't leave that one in. I was gonna take a couple of my old drives that I had here. I've got a I think they're my desk drawer now, but I got a 250 gigabyte Barracuda and then a 250 no-name brand. I don't know what it is. So right here I'm just putting on those little clips that come on the hard drive holders. Yeah, see, plugging those in there. This thing only carries 2 hard drives in the case like that. And while it has expansion slots, I mean, you can stick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 solid states in there. They only give you the brackets for 2. Why? I don't know. They're in there. You just need the little bracket. So, from this point here, I got the computer powered up, and here's what she looks like. You gotta listen to this one here too. When I plugged it in, for whatever reason, I think the temperature sensor was acting up on the video card, and this thing was balls to the wall. Oh, there you go. I got a better look at my, just gotta turn that down. Holy cow. That's just the graphics card, by the way. So yeah, there's what the fix looked like. I mean, doesn't that looks great now? I mean, it looks, you know, it's nice and discreet looking. Looks awesome. That's what it looks like now with the Azza fans. I actually hooked the Azza fans up to the RGB controller that came with the water cooler, and it works a lot better than the one I got from the Azza. So I ended up going with that one. And of course, just a whole mess of cables back in there, but. As of right now, she is noisy, noisy, noisy. Here you go. Noisy, noisy. So you can't really see it in the video too well, but I do believe those are operating on two different channels. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So see, I got them operating on two different channels now for those RAN sticks. So it looks kind of cool, and I'm going to end up leaving it that way. I think I'm happy with that effect. Obviously not the flashing effect, but I ended up finding the multiple color setting on the case itself, and I have that going, and it swaps between different colors, and then I've got the one on the Cooler Master going. So it kind of has a cool kind of fade in, fade out effect. So I'm pretty happy with that, the way that turned out. There's another set of effects for you. Look at that. She's very blinky. Alright, well that's all for tonight, guys. Thanks for stopping in again. I've got another video coming up in just a few minutes here, so stick around, and if you like what you've seen so far, give me a like, subscribe. I do appreciate it. And if you want to see more videos of random things that I might do, let me know. Thanks. Have a great night, and have a good Christmas.